Okay, today we're going to climb out of Frisco up to the summit of Peak 1 in the 10-mile mountain range. This 4.5-mile one-way hike will start at my house in Frisco, and our destination is the Peak 1 summit at the bottom or south edge of this satellite view. In thinking about how to present this hike, I decided to make a series of videos for a couple reasons. First, I think some of the hikes I do will have overlapping sections. I would like to be able to simply reuse those sections of footage where it makes sense for presentation purposes. And second, the total climb was a brisk 1 hour and 50 minutes going up, and the climb down was an additional 1 hour and 35 minutes. I would like to take advantage of the time warp feature of the GoPro to quickly move through most of the hike, but I thought it made sense to also present a couple of sections in real time so you can get a sense of the effort. With that in mind, I've broken up the hike into the different color sections that you see here. Starting from the north end at the top, we will take a walk of just under a mile in time warp mode from my house to Zach's stop along the route in yellow. Zach's stop is at the south end of 2nd Avenue across Temple Trail. It serves as the base for numerous local trails, but for our purposes, it will provide access to the Mount Royal Trail. So we will then continue in time warp mode along the route in orange, just under another additional mile total, from Zach's stop to the bottom of the final common section of the climb that goes in one direction to Mount Royal and in the other direction to Mount Victoria and Peak 1. The last common trail section is in red, and it is right at 1/3 of a mile long. I'll climb this in real time. It is quite the leg burner. We will then have a long section in time warp mode. The difficulty remains pretty high for the first half of this green section until I reach a radio tower. At that point, I get to take advantage of starting to traverse the ridge of the 10-mile range. The next section in red will be a rock scramble, which is pretty challenging. I'll put on my gloves so I don't tear up my hands, and we will climb this in real time. Finally, we will go back to time warp mode for the approach to the Peak 1 summit, and there will be another rock scramble as we approach the top. Then at the top, I'll get a real-time panorama and we'll soak in some sunshine. Finally, I'll make the entire descent in one warp speed video. I did have some challenges with batteries dying on this hike going up and down, but hopefully you'll enjoy the result.